How's everybody doing out there? This is we had a little issue with the link, so I am gonna send that out right now to everybody, and let's get this party started. Wait. All right. Hey guys, Drew, DF Dread. I just tweeted out the new link. I made a couple of changes to my YouTube channel, and it's making it so it's not wanting to connect to YouTube. So I had to go create a new link. So if everybody could just go over into the Twitter side and get that link tweeted out, I would very much appreciate it. So, hey guys, okay, I can see you guys are finding the new link. My sincerest apologies for the delay. Lots of changes going on, but wow, what a week for Terrarium here. So I had all of the developers in the back room in the last link. It just didn't want to allow us to go live. So yeah, I'm not gonna start yet, Chris. So it's going to be just a minute here while we get the development team back in. I'm going to send this as a direct message also to okay, let's see. May have to okay. So I'm just sorry, guys. It's a little frantic here for a minute as I get those links sent. I just sent it to the team. And so hopefully here in just a minute, we'll have everybody on. We've got some great questions today. Yeah, they're definitely coming, Drew. And we're live here. So everything's working with this new link. Yeah, as DF Dread says there, please do click the like button. And we'll see what we've got here. Oh, the invite. Let me. Man, did I just invite everybody to this? That would be interesting. If I did, I'm gonna have to be kicking people, but what a mess. Okay. RD, if you're watching, here's the link in your Twitter feed, and I sent it via email to. Oh my goodness, I'm a catastrophe right now, you guys. This is this is good fun. I gotta delete my tweet because it's got the. And let's go in and share the invite instead. So technical difficulties here, all on my part. So much patience required. All right, get the shareable link. Okay, back out to Twitter. Okay, guys, I am gonna go back in now and tweet the actual shareable link. So this one should be the one everybody, let's see. How are we doing here? Oh my goodness. Okay. RD, I've got RD in the stream. This, sorry guys, if you ended up getting there's Dr. Okay, we're almost all here now. Dr. Praveen, I've got you. I've got RD in the back room. We're looking good here. We'll wait for just a second more. And while we're doing that, let me just give you my brief disclosure. So thanks everybody for coming. So sorry for the technical glitch here. Everybody that's watching on YouTube, if you do me a favor and just send out the invite, we can definitely, we'll definitely, let me do that really quick. Okay. I'm just going to tweet the, invitation real quick again. All right, just about there, everybody. Again, very sorry for this. I made some changes to my YouTube channel. It caused the original link to not allow us to go live. So we're having a little shift on the fly here. For this, I made some changes to my YouTube channel. It caused the original link. Okay, now we got the feedback. And not allow us to go live. So we're having a little shift. Come on. Okay. All right, the link is now officially shared back out on Twitter. Let's get the team in here and start this discussion. So fortunately for you all, the team that I'm about to bring on is in charge of the project because the live stream is enough for me, as you can see. All right, there it is, guys. I just tweeted the invite to people out to YouTube, or out to Twitter. If you guys wouldn't mind going out and just giving that a retweet so we can get people in. But we've got the team here now. We are ready to go. So just a quick disclosure, Terrarium isn't a sponsor of the Crypto Stacker channel, and I personally am invested in Terrarium. So just wanted to put that out there real quick. All right, so let's bring the team in and get this party started.
Hey, Dean, I believe you shared the StreamYard link, if I'm not wrong.
I went back in and deleted the StreamYard link.
Perfect. Okay.
And then I just sent out. So yeah, that's why I'm saying in the live, if you guys caught that, thank goodness you guys are in charge of the Terrarium project, because I'm having a hard time with just the stream today. So anybody who got the actual link will not be allowed into the chat, guys, because we're not doing it as a town hall meeting. But
I did send Roman the new link.
You can go out now on Twitter. I did just post that new link to the stream, and we've got about 124 people in the stream right now. So the word is getting out. Audience, thank you so much for your patience. It's been quite a bit of a week. All right. So,
Ramana, can you share the link with Dr. Willman?
Yeah, I shared. Yeah, in the group. That is a StreamYard.
Dr. Willman is now in the back.
Okay, there.
Here we go.
All right.
All right, folks. The gang is all here. Very good. Well, hey, Terrarium, how are you guys doing? I can't imagine you could answer that any other way than positively right now.
It's a good day.
Absolutely.
It was a good night.
It's been a good week since
Both the weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be anything but pleased with the way this launch is going. It's absolutely incredible. And I love the way the growth is happening. It's not just this big, massive run up, but it's been a steady run up kind of day over day. And so congratulations to you guys right out of the gate here. Things are going well.
Yeah. It is
Things
the
are going,
community's effort at the end of the day, right? So we just having the community is getting together and growing the token by itself. That's the reason that she was made for, and that's what it's happening right now. So the community is getting together and growing the centralized exchange right now. So that's what is happening. Yes.
yeah. Well, it really does seem like the community is coming together. I'm watching the wallets, and the growth in the wallets has been fantastic. The growth of your Twitter channels and the amount of followers that you guys have also growing nicely. And
Absolutely.
you've added some new people to your team. That RD is officially your social media guy. So we've got questions for him today. I've got lots of questions for you all. But yeah, just right out of the gate, congratulations on how things are going. And as an investor, thank you for the work that you're doing. We all kind of dream in the crypto sphere of having an investment that has really strong performance. And so far, man, you're crushing it. So any things you guys would like to put out there before we start with some of these questions?
Absolutely. See, it is a team effort, right? We started with four, now we are reaching 4,000. So it is a team effort at the end of the day, and we are building up the community in a very, very organic way. And our team is working day and night to get all those listings onto the table right now. And we have more 5 exchanges currently planned within the next upcoming weeks. Great things are moving. We're getting great things moving forward. The CERTIC audit is complete. We have authorized it a couple of days back, but being the weekend, right, they take their into consideration. It should be out very, very soon. And the report is very promising. And great things, great things. We've been transparent, and that's what we've been doing all this time. And all the information that we have provided, the community is getting together and making Terrarium into the next big centralized exchange.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the flow is really
Yeah.
smooth right now. The things that you're accomplishing, and we've got questions about all of those things in here. So maybe we just start firing it off. So I'm going to start with you, Milton. We know that when the coin launched, there was a change in the tokenomics, and you'd boosted the tax up to 17%. The
Correct.
intention was there would be 3 weeks of that, a few weeks of a ratcheted down, and then back to the official white paper numbers of 9. That
Correct.
has already happened. So Terrarium's cheaper to buy right now for people, but what caused that change?
So the thing was, see, we basically worked on our tokenomics to prevent any kind of a bot attack or anything of that sort. Like we mentioned, it was previously documented, right? We provided the entire information on that. But the thing is, we are moving into more and more exchanges right now. And exchanges to have a 17% tax rate, it's quite enormous for them to work around it, right? And big exchanges like Bitmart, certain exchanges that I cannot disclose the name on, but within the top 20, they don't agree to 17% tokenomics. So we had to bring it down to the regular default tokenomics of 9% because we have started the paperwork with them, and it's almost at the completion level. So within the next few weeks, it's going to be a good number of exchanges going to be listed, and in our number, it's currently around 5. So there's going to be 5 big exchanges upcoming, all good exchanges connected to the CMC partners. We're going to have them listed, and the paperwork is complete. But we have just spaced them in that accordance so that each gets the the respect that they deserve for the marketing and everything on board, right? So we have spaced it in that accordance. So we're going to see a lot of exchanges coming pretty soon. See, it's only been 2 months. It's only been 2 weeks now. So we're already in the 2 exchanges right now. So that's what our roadmap is. And
yeah, so you've confirmed Bitmart and CoinTiger. Those two are locked in. One of them's already live.
Yes.
And you say, I mean, I'm not going to push you too hard on them because I know you can't release information until it's out there, but at least another 3 exchanges currently are in discussions.
Five
more in addition to the, wow.
Yes.
So that was one of the questions I had, Milton. What is the process of getting onto these exchanges? Is that something you could give us just a little background or information about?
I can say a little bit briefly, but not too in depth on it because of our contract agreement. See, the thing is, being an LLC company registered to the contracts, right? We are the amount of weightage of information that I can provide is very less, but it's a very tedious process. It takes a lot of paperwork and lot of liquidity at the end of the day, which we have the backup for, and we are attaching it as we speak into all these exchanges. So basically, with Bitmart, there's going to be around 70,000 USD in liquidity attached initially, and to stabilize our USDT platform. Because that's going to be evident, right? Once the Bitmart exchange launches, everyone's going to know that. And the bigger the exchange gets, bigger the liquidity gets that we have to attach. And certain big exchanges, we have to attach more liquidity onto those platforms. But with our entire airdrop and the pre-sale that we have accomplished in a very positive way, we are all good to get into those big exchanges.
So you have the funds available to create the liquidity pools.
Correct.
Okay.
And and that's what we've been doing all this time, right? We're using the marketing wallet without even using the tokens in the marketing wallet. We're trying to use those existing funds in order to put it into those exchanges. See, like we notified before, right? The marketing wallet, we would use it only when the necessity arises. As on date, as you can see, it's at 10 quadrillion tokens, I believe, so almost reaching there. So imagine the amount of liquidity we would have drained if we would have had it converted into Ethereum, right? And the price point wouldn't have been at the same thing because the liquidity would have been getting added to the marketing wallet. That's one of the reasons that we chose the marketing wallet to have our native tokens by itself. So
and that was a big,
it justifies the fact that what we did. So
yeah, that was a big discussion in our last AMA. If people are wondering what he's referring to there is a question about whether or not you should convert immediately any coins going to the marketing wallet to Ethereum, or if they should stay in the native token. And there were 2 different schools of thought there. But once you convert that, you're essentially selling the token, which puts downward pressure on the price. So
correct.
Now, the thing I like about what you're saying, Milton, as I've been thinking through this process, when we did our first AMA going back a little over 2 weeks ago, there was a lot of people concerned about the possibility of rug pulls with this project. And not just with this project, but I think with every new project. Because it's so
that's
common.
a very fair reason to have, specifically how the crypto world is evolving with all the meme tokens and everything, right? That's a fair share of, that's a fair thing to have, because everybody should be cautious and do their own research, right? In the specific platform, we started 70 days back, even before the pre-sale started. We have been transparent all this time regarding all the progress that we have made. So we have been in the front face, notifying holders about all the things that we are doing, and we're currently putting that into place as the token has released. We're getting more and more things accomplished as we move forward. So
and every time you add to a new exchange and expand the liquidity pool, that should increase the stability of the project as well, correct?
Absolutely. So currently, just 2 days back, we were below $1 million. And see, the big exchanges, like we discussed earlier, right? The amount of information that we can share regarding the exchanges, volume is a very big important factor when we get into the top exchanges, because they require a certain amount of volume. And the true volume as on date, it's all organic in Uniswap right now. We are at $3 million today. So
Yeah.
community is growing. So I don't see not why that that we can be listed in the top 5 as well, because now we have something, a foundation to speak to them. Because earlier when we approached them, it was that we don't have enough volume, right? But now, since we are floating at $3 million, so we have something to speak, something on a positive side to that we can put in front of those big exchanges that want good amount of volume movement.
Right. Now I'm going to share my screen. People are kind of screaming at me, and just kind of show what's going on right now in the DEX tools chart. But this is crazy, guys. You're 63% up in the last 24 hours. Volume of almost 3 million and a market cap now of over 200 million, 4,200 holders. This is really, man, it's great to be an investor in a project like this. It's hard to not smile when you're seeing these kind of numbers. And I'm pretty good about telling people. I'm going to remove that for a minute because I don't get to see you guys, and I like looking at you while I'm talking to you. But it's one of those things where you have to be prepared for some volatility both ways, right? This project's going up right now, but as an investor, you don't want to panic if you start to see that coming down, because people will be taking profits and things will be happening along the way.
But the fact is, we are consolidating. Any point we are consolidating, right? The consolidation is happening very well because the community members are backing the project up as we speak, even during consolidation, right? So the community is on par with what we have to achieve in the next 6 months. So there is a great amount of support from the community by itself. So there is good consolidation happening as we get. The chart shows that as well, right?
Yeah, it definitely shows that. It's just, things are going so well. I'm happy for you guys. I really am. I wish every project worked this well, guys. Now, another big thing that's happening right now, and I'm gonna have to pull my screen back up. I got to get my second screen going here, guys, because the way my communication works, I can't not be looking at you guys while I'm talking. So give me 1 second to reopen that. I'm going to open up this my link. All right.
By later today.
Yeah.
Get that second screen.
I'm going to buy 5 screens so I can, and then hire somebody to help me facilitate this, because I'm struggling. Okay. So here is the next big piece of information people want to know about. And it is the CERTIC audit. Mm-hmm. So CERTIC audit currently sitting at 99%.
Yes.
Now, this looks like they're just waiting to deliver the final report. Is there anything you can tell us about the preliminary?
So we have the preliminary report with us, but it would be against the breach of contract if we release it, right? Because they have to do it on their part, and we sign the contract on that basis. So basically, everything in the contract in the audit just notifies what we have mentioned earlier regarding not renouncing the token, and nothing else apart from that, because the marketing wallet which is attached. So there is no critical errors in the contract. So everything is looking good on par. But see, we need to consider CERTIC as an individual company that audits the contract, right? Because see, we made changes to our tokenomics, but according to an audit company, that can sound a little bit vague, because they go with renouncing the contract as a fair audit all the time, right? We are a centralized exchange. So those are the only things mentioned, because tomorrow, let's say the entire tokenomics we go to a certain extent in the next 10, 15 years where the tokens are being burnt at 3% and we cannot afford that, right? We have to reduce the burn percentage at some point with the marketing wallet because, with the burn wallet as well as the marketing wallet as well as the reward wallets, right? Because we need to make changes as we progress because this is not a 2-day company or a 5-day company. We are looking at a spectrum where we will be there till the time crypto is, right? And we are building a centralized exchange to support that. So in the next 15 years, sometimes if we have to make changes to the tokenomics, we simply have to make. So those are the things that is mentioned in the CERTIC audit, stating that, the audit is not renounced. And those are the two major factors that they notified us. But once people read through the entire contract, they would understand that because it's put down in simple words.
And that we've gone pretty extensively into that also in the past, the
Absolutely.
renounced versus the non-renounced contract, and why that's important right now. And I my feeling on that still is that all comes down to the ability for the development team to deliver. So as long as you guys keep delivering on the promises that you're making and the metrics that you're setting for yourself, people's confidence will grow. And whether it's renounced or not renounced, it gives you the flexibility to do what you need to do developing the project.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm going to take just 1 second here to acknowledge several people. The chat is crazy right now, you guys. This is amazing, this live stream. You've got Awesome Austin out there. We've got Bree. A lot of people just saying, let's go. That's Ganja Goons. Lots of people contributing to the channel, and I appreciate that. But Sergio Madero says he's a top 200 holder. And according to Etherscan, he says he's holding strong. This is the real deal for exchanges, the growth of this decade. So
absolutely.
Couldn't agree
and
more.
just to put it down, Dean, just a little small bit of information. See, we have our milestones planned currently, right? We have a quadrillion burn at 10,000 holders and another quadrillion at 50,000 and another 1.5 quadrillion at 100,000 holders. So once we renounce, that would not be possible because, somebody has to pay for that burn at the end of the day. Being open to the platform, it enables us to grow the token in a very, very organic way. So multiple things are based on that. So.
Yeah, well, and I would think those things are going to be coming sooner than later, the way the project's growing, because you can't keep people from learning about a project like this with as much excitement as being generated around it. So, there's Dr. Rob just dropped a 50 bomb and just said, thanks for a great project, Team Terrarium. So
thank you for the support. Thank you for the support.
Okay, so I want to jump back in here. Now, RD, I'm going to solo you out here for a minute. RD, can you tell us a little bit about what your role is with Terrarium and maybe how the community can get involved?
My role is, obviously the social media and just bringing awareness to the brand. And through all, we've really focused on Twitter because that is really the primary place for crypto right now. Instagram allows you, it's really limited because you just see a picture. You can do the videos, but I mean, it's kind of tough. I do a lot on Facebook as well. And so we're trying to branch out into those, into Reddit now. And it's just my job is to bring the awareness. And as far as the community, I mean, our Telegram is growing. People are getting in there. And, what really helps in there is that people will come out. And it's really just tweeting and retweeting and sharing them in places where, outside of the bubble sort of that we're in. You've got to expand past that and, kind of broaden your reach. And that's my goal. And that's my function.
Okay. And as a community, what can we do to get behind you and support the efforts that you're doing to get the word out there? Because at the end of the day, I mean, we have the development team and we have the community, and both of those pulling on the same side of the rope can really move this forward.
Right. So I think the most important thing is, first of all, I'd like for everybody that can to get into the Telegram, because you will get, myself and other team members try to post in there current affairs and what's happening and the news that's coming out. And you can take those, even if they're just GIFs or if they're tweets, and you can take those out and post them and reach out there. And, also, guys, it's always the same, man. Tell your friends. If any friends ask you, I mean, I've had friends, especially from Facebook, because it's not a big, crypto place. And they ask me, hey, how do I get into this? And I just tell them, here's your first steps, because you got to be able to get money in, out of the fiat and into crypto. But it's, you can help, because every one person is important to this, to Terrarium, to this project. So it doesn't matter if you can reach 5,000, 10,000, or you can reach 5. You are important, in anything that you can do to spread the brand, to let people know about the project, link them to the AMAs. We always have that in there. Let people, it's sometimes it's hard when you get asked questions and you keep going back and you have to repeat, because we're trying to move forward. So it's, and that's why some people are like, well, can you just tell me? And every day we have a new catalyst coming out, and we have to spread that catalyst to everybody that's already here, and then to those who are just learning about it. So, if you're in the Telegram, you can always grab those AMAs that were from the past, and you can look. They're not long. You can just sit and watch. And especially if you're looking to invest, you should do your own research. So it would be important to sit there and to take that time to learn about it. And then from there, you can definitely ask the questions and watch the upcoming AMAs. But to your point, man, every single tweet you do as a holder and as a community is just so important. So if you take the time every day, get up in the morning, look at the new news, and just tweet out, hey, this is what happened. The evening comes, hey, look, they're having an AMA tomorrow. Oh, look, here we go. We're about to be on Bitmart. Just get it out there, man. That's how we grow as a community. And I think we're seeing that with the number of holders that yesterday was amazing. So that's what you can really do.
I mean, and just to put out a little bit of information out, Dean, RD is almost having a 18-hour work cycle on the marketing team. He just doesn't throw it out. He is all the time promoting, notifying the important facts to different marketing people regarding what has to be done. It's just that a majority of the people here who are sitting on the live AMA have 18-hour work schedules in their daily life dedicated to Terrarium by itself. And that is the reason that the progress is happening at such a fast pace, because all the efforts and the hard work that is being put into it's happening behind the screens all the time, right? And the numbers show the reflection of it all the time. So RD by himself, extremely dedicated to the project, and if you're in our marketing team, you would see that he barely gets any sleep at the end of the day being in the marketing team. So I thank RD for his extensive support that he has shared through all this time period.
Yeah, you really are doing a great job, RD, and the content that you put out, the graphics are beautiful. I know you're creating a lot of that yourself. So good work there. And community, first of all, I've got to say, this is the craziest stream I've ever been in. To have 355 people on here watching right now. You guys are really active. I can't even keep up with the chat, but we do appreciate you being here. I just looked at Milton's Twitter, and he has 1,200 followers with 4,000 people investing. We need to push that. So Dr. Ramana, Milton, we'll start directing more people to make sure they're following you on Twitter for updates. And of course, RD's right on top of that, getting the word out to the community. So I want to just pivot here a tiny bit over to Dr. Willman, Dr. Praveen, and as your roles as senior advisors. And of course, I'm going to pull these because it is an AMA, and this is a hot topic. People know that Dr. Praveen has a substantial holding in Terrarium, and quite frankly, I love that, because essentially what he's done is kind of burned a portion of that coin is sitting on the sidelines. But people are asking if there's a way, if you want to lock it up for a while.
So
Is that question?
Can I, Praveen, if you may,
Yeah,
before you? Yes. See, Dr. Praveen by himself has a lot invested into the program. People do not understand the amount of the monetization it requires to create a centralized exchange by itself. So his wallets are very mere share of what he has actually put into the project by itself. For him, the project takes a higher priority than his wallets. See, anytime it's an open market, right? Even I can go and buy, Dean, and even you as well, right? It's an open market. Everybody has the right to buy the amount of tokens that we want once we are in Uniswap. But Dr. Praveen has a much higher amount of liability into the business by itself. So why would he crush something that he's trying so hard to build at the end of the day? So that's something that I'd like to put out.
It's actually one of my favorite things because I know how Dr. Praveen was with Saitama, and he's essentially taken a large piece of the tokens and they're off the market right now, you know?
Correct.
And I hope, honestly, I hope he becomes Bill Gates with this thing. Let's see Terrarium go huge, you know?
Much better than Unicrypt.
That's right. That's right. So can I ask about the liquidity? I'm going to circle back a little bit here, Milton. When you added liquidity to Uniswap for the initial launch, it's locked for a year. When you add liquidity to these other exchanges, is that liquidity locked also, or can it be altered?
That is not locked, Dean, because see, those liquidities generally have a time lock somewhere around 30 days, 50 days, 60 days based on those factors. But the thing is, as we get listed into more exchanges, we need to pass over a certain amount of liquidity to them as well, right? So once those liquidity has been achieved, we need to transfer, because imagine if we transfer $120,000 of liquidity into a single portal. If we need to get into 10 exchanges, those require a share of liquidity as well, right? So once it stabilizes in a certain platform, we have stabilized ourselves, in example, in Bitmart. And once those platform is stabilized, we would want to move it to a new exchange where we can stabilize and get more holders, right? So that has to be moved. And sometimes there is a requirement to add more liquidity as on, hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say, because it has to be moved from a point to point, because we're not sitting on a cash pile of $10 million. We just have a very less amount of liquidity, specifically with all these listing fees and everything coming up, right? So we need to play around the liquidity, stabilize those platforms and the volume, and then move it to a new exchange to get those listings and those exchange, to meet those exchange requirements. So.
Okay. So I like that. The Dr. Unicrypt, you may have just created a new nickname there for that gentleman. So Dr. Ramana, could I ask you a question? So now that the token is working and people are trading, we're starting to build up funds inside the marketing and the development wallet. How do you guys decide how to allocate those funds?
See, better Milton will answer.
I'm the person who's in charge of the marketing wallet and all the financial substance related to Terrarium, right? So basically how the entire functionality works is, as you can go to the Etherscan and see, we have not even touched one token from the marketing wallet till date. And that would be the case till the time we are out of liquidity. But we are planning everything in accordance in order to make a self-sustained ecosystem within the liquidity that we carry. So we are working from different platforms to platform, just to have that sustenance, because at the end of the day, we would not prefer to go to the marketing wallet till the time there is a requirement. Because if it requires, it would only be for the benefit of the token by itself. Because imagine if example, right? If there is a listing fee from let's say the top 5 exchanges, they need $100,000 as listing fee, right? Getting those 100,000 liquidity from the marketing wallet and putting into those exchanges can bring in much higher leverage and user base to our token by itself. But we would not be doing for a token which is listed at 95, right? So,
Right.
there's importance. There's a lot of things working around that, right? So anything important that requires it, we have to use it, right? Because there's no other manner to grow other than that, because it's all available in Etherscan, where we take it and where we put it. So
and I've seen other projects that I think would perform a lot better if they would have had a marketing wallet put into their tokenomics, but they were just designed that, we're all kind of new to this in the last year. That's where we're really seeing these DeFi projects emerge. And so,
we are a centralized exchange, right? By itself, the making is a centralized exchange. So the key factor behind it is much deeper and much bigger than what we see as a token by itself. See, now we see Terra as a token, but we need to start seeing Terra as a Terrarium, as a decentralized, like a centralized exchange. It's a very big thing. Apparently, it's a very big thing that we are building, and we're not a token by itself. See, token is just a part of our exchange, but any growth that happens to the centralized exchange, it promotes the token, at the end of the day. So there's a lot of thing. So second monitor fun. That was funny.
That's Rodney. Thank you. And he actually had a nice contribution earlier too that should pay for the second monitor. But what I need are 4 more sets of eyes to try to keep up with what's going on over here, you guys. This is an incredible AMA, incredible chat. So Milton, you were talking there a little bit about this marketing wallet and some of those things, and a really important question came up. I know the tokenomics were moved down to 9%. Will these new exchanges that we're listing on be participating in reflections? Will people get reflection on Bitmart, on CoinTiger?
Certain exchanges will be. Bitmart in specific will have reflections. See, we're trying to get into exchanges that promote reflections at the end of the day, but we're not going to deny the fact that when a big exchange shows up that does not offer reflections, we're not going to say no, because see, we are in a business of collecting the user base and growing our community, right? So there's always Uniswap and other exchanges available if you need reflections at any time, right? So we have reduced the tokenomics to 9%, and that's going to sustain throughout all those exchanges. And anybody needs reflections, Uniswap is always open. It's decentralized. We don't control it.
I'm going to buy a wall-size monitor after this. These guys are hilarious. So now let's kind of pivot a little bit towards the Terrarium Exchange.
Sure.
So last time we checked in with you, I believe the number was 43%.
Correct.
Do we have some advancement on that? People kind of want to know, how are things going on that front?
We do. See, there's a lot of work happening as we speak on every regard, right? So, and
they're showing much love. Okay, they're starving us.
So, yeah, it's kind of funny that you're getting the monitor funding. So
I don't even know what to say.
I'm just trying to control my laughter. So
they aren't even that expensive. I could definitely get one now. So,
see, there's a lot of progress happening, and we have introduced a new platform as well, which was not in our roadmap. As you can see, the Terra Pool platform by itself. So the centralized exchange team is currently working on it, and we are at 46% currently, to be on a precise number. But we are getting into the most intricate stuff of the entire aspect of the exchange. We have the legal team working with our Dubai crypto license, with our Indian permits, with our US permits, multiple things. It's only been a few. It's only been around 2 weeks since the last update, and these things are regulated by the government, and they take around 4 to sometimes they take around a month or 2 to get through with generally with the paperwork, the security check, and everything on board, right? But that's happening in the pipeline. And trust, we have been transparent all this time, and that's what we are, right? Any update that comes out, we never shy away from Twitter not notifying it, right? So we are always there notifying our holders what's incoming with everything. So there will be
Yeah, and
good
I think,
updates coming very, very soon.
it's going to take that kind of resolve, Milton, because as investors, we're starting to get more savvy and we're starting to demand more from the development teams that we're putting our money behind on these projects.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
it's nice to see the transparency, and you guys have definitely been asked some difficult questions. Not so much today. This one's a lot more lighthearted. People are obviously in a good mood because if we look at the chart, it's hard to not be in a good mood. But it won't always be that way. We're going to have some rough patches
Correct.
going forward.
Absolutely.
And so I think it's good to keep these dialogues going. Praveen?
Yeah, I just need to answer your question. So yes, I will be holding my wallets for at least a minimum of 7 to 8 years.
Yeah, probably 10
No, I
people in
won't.
the chat have said, and Praveen,
I won't
please
put them
answer
in a
that.
vault. I won't be putting them in a vault or locking them up anywhere. I think my credentials speak for themselves, and
Yes.
my loyalty speaks, for the projects that I did invest in. So, but so I'm really bullish, like Adam Shelton said, for Terra, but I'll be here.
Yeah. Adam's a good guy. He's one of the inspirations I had early on making my channel. He's so positive about what he talks about, and he keeps up with a lot of projects, and I can't do that, but I always liked his delivery. And thanks for all of you that are in the chat right now. You guys, this is incredible. This is a second monitor fund right here if there ever was one. So awesome, Austin.
Oh, awesome.
If you're not following these guys out on YouTube, Awesome Austin, making a lot of terrarium content right now. So some good updates. Adam Shelton, great content. I've seen some other people. Rodney is in the, My Crypto Journey is in the stream today. 400 people watching this Terareum Team. If you don't think you've got people's attention, wow,
We appreciate community support.
Yeah.
All right.
I believe you're getting the monitor recommendations right now. Which one?
Yeah, that's another. So I'll see what I can do on that one. That Rodney, I appreciate that, and maybe I'll have you come help me set it up because your studio always looks good, and I'm in my wife's craft room, which is a real problem for her. I don't know if she'll let me have a full setup in here. But you guys are hilarious. I just so appreciate the kindness today and the great questions that are coming in, you guys. So with that being said,
and talking about space, Dean, within the next few weeks, we're going to have our entire server platform set up in our headquarters over here, and it's a very good platform that we are currently working on, and we're going to have move into our. We're going to start with the recruitment of our employees on board, and everything will be updated in our social platform, where we are located, where we are put in India, in Chennai, with all the information. And once the Dubai registration goes through, our addresses in Dubai. And see, we are a business entity. We're not a meme token at any point. So anybody who wants to visit us can have that opportunity anytime, because we are a physical location that functions as a centralized exchange. So.
And that physical location will be, again, did you say Dubai or India?
We once our Dubai permit completes, we need to have a Dubai presence, so it will be available in Dubai. And in our headquarters in Chennai, we would have our entire server unit and our space planned out within the next couple of weeks. So we would update as we progress with the entire thing. So we're not working from a room; it's going to be an office. So yes.
Yeah, so just real quick shout outs here. T Hobbs starting his own YouTube channel. If you've got him there in the chat, guys, give T Hobbs a look. We've got Crypto Cajun just saying so professional, love the project. And can we toss in on a new tie too? people are seeing I'm dressed for church today. So, yeah, if you want to throw in on the new, I have a lot of ties. The ties are my least favorite thing, and I've never had a job that lets me not wear one until very recently. So, I would rather throw in on the vacation fund than the new tie fund. And I already got an amazing monitor coming. I don't know how to show that off to you guys. I get on right now and order, I guess. All right. So you talked about physical location. That was a question that people had. And personally, I would love to come out and document that for people when you get it all set up. RD and I can fly over. I'll put it on my own time. Or we'll have Dr.
Except the server room, everything is open.
Yeah. Well, we'll take pictures through the glass window, maybe. But, I do think it's actually important for people to see that the infrastructure is going to be put in place, that we're going to be able to get this up and running, because it's no small task to do a centralized exchange. And so it's exciting to see those elements coming together. So if there's things that can be documented, or if RD can put things out in social media to show people the progress of that, I think people would love to see that. Absolutely. All right. Another question I have for you out of the video I did last night from somebody named Exelon asked if Terrarium will be available to be stored in cold storage wallets like Ledger, and if we have a timeline.
I have to discuss that with the dev team regarding that information, because I don't have it with me, but I will get back to you tomorrow on Twitter with it. So first thing tomorrow, I will pass over that information.
Okay, that sounds good. And then people are wondering, are you going to run a beta test? It might be a little early on this, but once the exchange is out, will there be a beta test? Will the community be involved?
So basically, with the centralized exchange, we cannot have a public beta test because of the severity of the IP structure, where how it's placed. So all the works will be done internally, basically. So we're not a swap for the beta test version to have that accomplished. Being a centralized exchange, there's much deeper coding happening inside. So it would be beta tested in block within in-house. And once the bugs has been cleared and any kind of notification shows up, we will have it corrected, and then we would move on to the audits. And once the audits are completed, it would be available for users to get on board. So, but unfortunately, being a centralized exchange, we cannot have that beta testing platform for users. So hopefully everybody understands that, because security is a very key feature. And just so to put it out to all the holders on board, our website was attacked over 18 to 20 times within the past 2 weeks, but we have dealt with it. We did not put it out as an information because we were just dealing with it with all the hacks, the DDoS attacks and everything that happened. And we discussed it with the team, because one time we could have dealt, first time we got attacked, we went offline for a couple of weeks. See, it's a public platform, right? It's not a centralized exchange platform. It's a public information portal. So anybody can get into that platform. Whereas a centralized exchange, it has a totally different level of security which is being built on. So we were attacked over 18 times, and the hack was from Russia. But as you can see now, anybody who tries to hack our platform, we would be up and running within seconds. So we have worked out the entire thing, and the firewall is totally built in order to protect even a personal, even an information website portal of ours. So just to put it out, because we were dealing with a lot of things that we didn't want to say it out, because that's not who we are. We just deal with the problems and then give out the results, right? So
yeah. So this question right on top of that, and this is one we've addressed before, but I think for new people to the project, it's worthwhile talking about. How long do you think it will be before the exchange is ready to launch?
The beta testing will be ready in 3.5 months' time. So 3.5 to 4 months' time. Then the audit can take anywhere between, As you can see, the contract audit takes anywhere between 15 to 16 days. So anywhere between 30 to 45 days is our ballpark figure. But we should be up and running within the next 6 months.
Okay, and I try to be fair and balanced as much as I can, and there are a few people that have, feel like maybe we're overplaying our hand here. There was somebody who made a statement, and I would normally pull these out, but essentially it said, the comment was, that they haven't delivered anything yet, right? And so I want to address that one personally and just say, yes, we know that the centralized exchange has not been delivered, but to say you haven't delivered anything yet, we're 9 days into the project and you're already listed on 2 exchanges and you're talking about 5 more listings. So the team has certainly delivered some things, and you can't look at the chart and think that they haven't at least delivered some confidence in the community about the project. So if other people have dissenting comments and you want to put them in, I'm not afraid to put those on the screen, guys. It is a Ask Me Anything, and we need to address them.
Absolutely. See, Dean, if our centralized exchange was in place, this would not be the price point. So anybody who gets in earlier to the price point is ready to grow with the company, right? And we are a community-driven token, and we made it in such a manner because, see, we could have gone into private funding and had the token released, have the centralized exchange within the 6 months and had a much higher value on the token. But then what happens after that? If you are a token, you need a certain amount of growth to happen in when you accomplish milestones after milestones, right? So centralized exchange by itself is a bigger milestone. And once we set up that foundation, we move into the blockchain function. So imagine what would happen to the price point once we have the exchange and the applications running seamlessly. We would use the platform, our server platform and our tech platform, to move it into the blockchain division. And imagine tomorrow when we have the Terra chain. So there's much more things to it. See, people can generally, people who want to FUD can FUD over anything, right? But when people see the output and the hard work that the team is putting out and the information that we are passing out, that's why we say, right, do your own research. So on any projects that you invest in, see, we're not a meme token, and we are not named as a meme token, and we've never played as a meme token. We are a brand by itself called Terrarium, and that's what we would become at the end of the day.
Take one more question here, maybe 2 more, but Awesome Austin wants to know if there's a timeline on the Terra pool, and if I'm totally transparent, is this a swimming pool? I'm not even aware of what a Terra pool is.
Yeah.
So Terra pool is basically it's going to be our ICO platform. See, exchange by itself, we would be listing new tokens on board, right? When they have the launch, but certain new tokens that come into the market don't have. It's basically going to be a launch pad. So within the next 3 months' time, we're going to have that launch pad released into the market, giving us the first step into our centralized exchange. Because, see, this was not even in our game plan, but this is something that we can do. We are a technology company, right? We want to bring in as much as technology into Terrarium by itself. And this is something that we can accomplish, and that's what we are moving forward into. So in the next 3 months, Terrapool is going to be our launch pad to launch new tokens. And that's the same thing that the centralized exchange would do, listing new tokens in the market as well. So it's just going to be the exchange is going to be a much, much better sophisticated version of the Terrapool. But
Okay.
Terrapool by itself gives new opportunity to new tokens and to new team members who would like to create their own platform. As you know how a launchpad works, right? So we were in a launchpad. We were inspired by it. We thought, why not build it by ourselves for our community, right? So that's what we are doing.
Okay.
I suggested naming it Terra 39A for those who get this, but we went with Terrapool. But it's going to be a very strong launch pad for other viable projects to get on. As the morning of our launch, as you remember, we were 47 minutes off target. And the reason for that was because Uniswap wouldn't allow a certain amount of liquidity to be entered. And so we had to recompute everything to enter the specified liquidity so then it could take off. So and people are running for contract numbers. People are trying to go into Google, and they're going to 4 or 5 websites, and the launch is happening. We just wanted to remove that kind of situation where it's a fair launch, it's a fair pad for everybody, for the community. And the whole Terrarium project itself is a de novo project. It's a de novo community-based product exchange. So we're trying to bring something really new into the world, and we really appreciate the community's support as well as their friends and families.
Okay, I want to address one of the comments from one of the people in the chat today. They're saying something's wrong with their MetaMask, and we're not going to try to troubleshoot your MetaMask today, but I did have a thought here, and I think it's important for everybody to know that when coins come out and they're successful, you may see a lot of copycat tokens, and there was already a token in the market that has the name TERA. So you may want to make sure that you're invested in the right project. The very best way to do that is to go to the Terrarium website and to copy the contract address. When you go into Uniswap, make sure you're buying the authentic Terrarium token, because it might be that you're just invested in the wrong project. If it's an issue with MetaMask, I can't troubleshoot that one for you, but and be careful about asking for help on any of your wallets on Twitter, because if you were to go out on Twitter and post, "I need help with MetaMask," you will instantly get 5 responses from people trying to scam you out of your tokens. So be careful there. But definitely, if you're buying, make sure that you are getting the correct token by using the contract address. Just my 2 cents. Anybody else thoughts on that? Good enough? All right.
I did see a question earlier for Dr. Willman regarding the South American expansion.
Sure.
Yeah, it was on the stream. So
I appreciate you pointing it out, because there's so many comments that it's making me dizzy. Dr. Willman, thoughts on expansion in South America, Central America?
Yes, that's a plan, right, to go to El Salvador. For me, I'm originally from El Salvador, and we know now that El Salvador is big in Bitcoin, and I'm sure that they want to expand in terms of crypto. The government controls a wallet called Chivo Wallet, which is decentralized. So the plan is to try to go with the centralized exchange and see if we can participate in bringing the exchange to El Salvador. So we will probably need to negotiate with the government and see if we are able to bring it there. And the reason behind that is because they are decentralized. So hopefully they don't feel that we are trying to compete with them. But that's the goal. So once we have the exchange running, we will go approach them and see if we are allowed to bring it there.
Okay. And we all know El Salvador is a country that's been very open to cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin as one of its currently recognized natural or national currencies. So
exactly, there is a big need. Yeah, there is a huge need in the whole Central America, Latin America. I know Mexico has already a big exchange and it's very successful.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
and guys, I see a couple of questions about
the
MetaMask wallet not having the same price point. I believe it can be corrected once we are into the CMC partners, basically with centralized exchange, with our partnered with CMC. So they would have the certain corrections made, because we are just getting there with certain CMC partnered centralized exchanges for our listing. So once we have 2 or 3 centralized exchange partnered with the CMC platform specifically, I think we can have that corrected. And we already have 2 up in the line. So,
well, and you've got other people offering suggestions. Rodney with My Crypto Journey saying he just goes on to Uniswap and then it will give you your correct. Like if you go in like you're going to do a buy or a sell, it will give you your correct amount.
Yes.
And Dr. Rob is saying you could also import your wallet into another wallet that's reporting correctly. But it sounds like we've got some other solutions coming as well from the development team. So now, if this keeps growing the way it's growing, we do see with CoinMarketCap and with CoinGecko a lack of them correcting, I guess you would say, where people fall in the top coins, your ranking. And so is that something that we can be working on in advance to make sure our ranking is correct?
Yes, yes. So basically, how the ranking platform works is everything is regularized in a certain order in crypto by itself. So CoinMarketCap has its CMC partner listing. So those exchanges, once we get listed onto them, those volumes get calculated around with those exchanges, and everything gets merged together, and that can provide us the rightful ranking that we deserve as we move forward. And we are working to get into those platforms, but with our current volume, I think it would be a very possible thing for us to go start the negotiation, because certain listing fees are at $250,000. So I'm not sure if the holders know about that. So $250,000 for certain just basic listing, no refunds on it. So we need to work on a lot of numbers before we choose a specific platform to get listed on, because this is money not utilized for the token by itself, but just as for the benefit of the platform that is listing us. So we're looking into a lot of things, and a lot of paperwork and a lot of things that depends upon what we do. So it's serious business, and that's what we do all the time. So taking the right platform that provides the right amount of growth and merging it together, that's how the progress happens.
So I, again, just want to acknowledge what an amazing turnout we have right now. This is basically a shareholders meeting at this point. You've got more than 10% of the Terrarium holders in this AMA right now listening. You guys, your questions have been great. Your participation has been great. Your funding my second monitor has been incredible. And while we've been talking, I don't know what you guys are watching, but I'm going to share my screen again here.
Dean, you still need your wife's permission for that room.
Yeah, I know. She's not happy still. And it's very sincere when I say that. She is not happy about me
You've
being
been
in the
hogging that room for a while, man.
But take a look at this, gentlemen. This is amazing to me right now. So even as we've been talking, it's up another 10%, up 75% in the last 24 hours. The volume is now over 3 million. The market cap, 220 million. It was 200 million when we started the stream. You've also added another 100 or so holders in literally the last hour since we've been talking. So my hat's off to you, gentlemen. I mean, you're building confidence in the community, and that's what it really takes to make these projects go right now. It has to be a strong development team coupled with a very strong community. And I feel like we're getting that momentum. That's just my opinion. But gentlemen, what kind of thoughts do you have today here as we look towards closing this out? Because we're a little over an hour, and that unfortunately includes me botching the launch of this today. But we're back on track. What thoughts do you have for your investors on the way out today?
We have a lot of incoming information that being restricted by paperwork currently, but we're just trying to plan it in accordance to that, because with the number of exchanges, with our physical location, with our crypto licenses, overall with our exchange efficiency and much more, the Terrapool platform, a lot of things are incoming onto the platform. So we are being restricted by being an LLC company, we are restricted to share certain information. Hopefully everybody understands that, because once it's up on paperwork, we still have to get the authorization from the people who we are doing the contracts with in order to publish those information. So but we are having it planned, everything in accordance for the next 4 to 5 months, basically, with the exchanges, with our Terrapool platform, following up with our centralized exchange, with our physical presence being noted and recorded and documented in all the platform. And the community has been so strong and it's building up so strong. I just messaged Praveen today morning saying that she's getting the recognition that she deserves right now, and I'm so happy about that, because for me, it's an entity by itself that we are building up to grow into the top 10 or the top 15 at least by the time we get to launch, because as the community grows, our user base grows. And once the user base grows, then everybody would start using our platform. And that's what we plan to achieve in the next 6 months' time. And all the steps that we are taking is based on that notion. And everything is thought 4 times or 5 times with everybody's head on board. So 5 people thinking about the same thing, putting the input on board. It's a team effort at the end of the day. The marketing team has been amazing, sharing all those information out. And the community is just getting stronger and stronger day by day. And couldn't be much more happier than this. So, I'm very thankful. Absolutely. Yes.
Well, I appreciate your thoughts there. And just for the audience, I've dubbed Tuesdays as Terrarium Tuesdays. I'm going to be creating content every Tuesday, giving updates. But as a community, let's definitely get out there and support these guys. Somebody's talking, Big A Armory is talking about 18-hour days. Just so you guys know, it is an act of Congress to put one of these together, because we're at about a 13-hour difference between India and the United States. And then we've got 3 or 4 time zones in the United States that we're working across. And everybody is just flexible and doing what they need to do. So you guys, I hope you catch your cat naps here and there so you can keep your energy up. But, and RD, don't work yourself to death. Pace yourself. We want you to be around here for the long haul. But, I'd like to get back together again in a week or 2 and do more of these AMAs. There's obviously a huge interest. I may have to demonetize so that the community doesn't go broke, and they can put their money into Terrarium instead of into my new monitor fund. But it's been great, and I appreciate the support you've given to the channel. It allows me to help produce content for people that are interested in cryptocurrency. So any closing thoughts? If not,
we wouldn't be here without the community's support and trust. And that's what I tell my patients in my practice is I wouldn't be in business or without their coming in to see me with their families and generations. I've seen 3 generations of families as my patients. So I understand the power of community, and I understand the power of trust, one puts behind. And I just want to basically extend that to the power of Terrarium moving forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think you're right. We need to build a strong community, and trust is the big factor. Nothing builds trust like setting reasonable expectations and then delivering. So
correct.
Dean, I wanted to thank you for having us, man. And I liked the new look of your show, and I think you should wear a tie more often. But I want to, my last thing is, hey guys, I appreciate everything everybody's doing in the community, man. You guys have helped me so much. I've actually had the ability to have 2-hour naps now instead of 1-hour naps. But yeah, man, get out there, retweet, tweet, grab it, help us out, help yourself out. I mean, we're all a part of this. So thank you so much for having us, Dean.
No, happy to do it. It's been very exciting, and I love hearing the updates, honestly. I mean, to me, the chart is exciting right now, but it's so new. This is such an early project. We want to see sustained growth over time. Nobody wants to see just a big pump. I mean, it's great to see a big pump, but what we want is sustained growth. And can you imagine what Milton said? If this project were in the top 100, even when the centralized exchange is ready to go live, what a strong community we would have to launch that platform from. If it's a top 50, you say top 15, man, it would be incredible where we could go from there.
The notion behind that was, Dean, see, an exchange becomes top 5, top 10, top 20, top 50 based on the volume that they transact, right? Who brings the volume? The user base at the end of the day, right? More holders that we get into Terra, the more holder base we bring forth. So imagine if we have that 100,000, 200,000 holders by the time we launch. There's no denial of that fact. It's all going to be organic because the volume that we can generate over that time period is going to be humongous, and that should pretty much rocket us up all the way to the top 50 at least. And with the functionality that we offer in the platform with the withdrawals and the deposits, right, that's going to be huge at the end of the day. So things all are happening as we speak. So it's just a point of time when the beta testing gets over with and this audit is complete for us to show the platform that we have been building for over 7 months now.
All right.
And there will be healthy profit taking along the way. I can understand that. So, and that's good for everybody, both for us, a healthy growth and corrections, and for the community to, take in the profits and put it into better things like schooling and housing and what they need to do.
Caring for families, right? That's why we're all doing this. We want a secure financial future for our families. So
absolutely,
very good. Well, you guys, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you coming. I am going to take my tie and my white shirt and go off to church tonight. And just to the audience again, thank you very much, you guys. This was a beautiful AMA to me in that not only were you guys participating and supportive, but I didn't see people fudding other projects, and I don't like to see that. Let's build a community that shows respect to other people while we're supporting and strengthening our own team. If we can do that, it's going to be amazing, you guys. It's awesome. Great project, guys.
So
I
got your thumbnail for your for your next AMA, third monitor.
Yeah, the third monitor. I'm going to have a whole wall of monitors. It's going to look like the future in here.
New York Stock Exchange.
All right. Appreciate you guys, everybody. We're going to end the broadcast. Have a great day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dean. Yeah, great.
Thanks to all.
Everyone have a good day.
Oh, Adi,
Speak to you
thank
soon.
you.
Everyone have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah.